Logic Part 3 by Julius Glaran, Jill Erlanger, and Isabella Pechtel.
Introduction. In this video, we will be reviewing the laws of logic in their symbolic form, logic stories, and logic proofs. You will learn how to utilize these skills, and you will receive helpful hints to be able to apply to these scenarios. First, we will go over the 5 laws of logic, which are the law of detachment, the law of the contrapositive, the law of disjunctive inference, the law of modus tollens, and the chain rule. Logic laws are used in proofs as well as determining a conclusion for a symbolic statement. When given logic scenarios, you will be able to use the information given to draw conclusions and help in solving the question being asked. We will display how to set up a table or chart to narrow down given information. Finally, we will demonstrate how to solve logic proofs using the laws we previously mentioned. We hope you find this video helpful, educational, and fun.
Vocabulary!
The law of detachment. If P, then Q. You are given P, therefore you can conclude Q. A verbal example of this would be, if today is Saturday, then I have no school. Today is Saturday. Conclusion, I have no school. The law of the contrapositive. If P, then Q. Therefore you can conclude, if not Q, then not P. A verbal example of this would be, if I do well on my test, then my mom will be happy. Contrapositive, if I do not do well on my test, then my mom will not be happy. The law of disjunctive inference. P or Q. You are given not P, so you can conclude Q. A verbal example of this would be, I am at school or I am at home. I am not home. Conclusion, I am at school. The law of modus tollens. If P, then Q. You're given not Q, therefore you can conclude not P. A verbal example of this would be, if I am sick, I stay home. I am not sick. Conclusion, I do not stay home. The chain rule. If P, then Q. If Q, then R. Therefore you can conclude, if P, then R. A verbal example of this would be, if I do well on this test, then I get a good grade. If I get a good grade, then I am happy. Conclusion, if I do well on this test, then I am happy.
Reteaching skills.
Drawing conclusions from logic laws.
Problem number 1. If you are given P2 in parentheses R and S, and you are given P, you can conclude in parentheses R and S because of the law of detachment. Problem number 2. You are given D to P and P to F, you can conclude D to F because of the chain rule. Problem number 3. If you are given not K to N and not N to G, you can conclude none because no laws of logic can prove this.
Logic proofs.
Proof number 1. If you are given D, A or negated B to C, C to negated D, and you have to prove A, to prove this, you have to write out your 4 givens. D as 1, A or negated B as 2, negated B to C as 3, C to negated D as 4. And on the other side, you will have to write 1, 2, 3, and 4 all under given. The next step you will have to do is by using modus tollens of number 4 and 1, you can conclude C. The next step, by using modus tollens of 5 and 3, you can conclude B. And the next step, by using disjunctive inference of 6 and 2, you can conclude A, which is what you have to prove. Number 2. Under your given, you have P to Q, Q to negated R, negated E to R, and P, and you have to prove E. First, you have to write out all 4 givens. 1, P to Q, 2, Q to negated R, 3, negated E to R, 4, P. And all 4 of them are given for the reason. Next step, by using chain rule of 1 and 2, you can conclude P to negated R. The next step, by using the law of detachment of 4 and 5, you can conclude negated R. The next step, by using modus tollens of 6 and 3, you can conclude E, and that is what you have to prove.
Logic scenario. A day at the zoo. 3 boys, Jake, Anthony, and Carlos, and 2 girls, Abigail and Paige, went on a trip to the zoo. All 5 kids have 5 different favorite animals that they want to see: monkeys, alligators, bears, lions, and giraffes. Each of the 5 children ate one of the 5 different things as a snack: popcorn, chips, pretzel, nachos with cheese, or crackers. Each child bought one souvenir: a stuffed rabbit, a lion t-shirt, a keychain, a plastic snake, or a stuffed monkey. Figure out from the clues below which child likes which animal, who ate what for snack, and who bought what for a souvenir. In order to solve this scenario, I have set up a chart to organize the given information. This includes the 5 names of the children, each of their favorite animals, the snack that they bought, and the souvenir. We can begin to fill out the chart by using the given clues and pulling out information that could be useful. The first useful information we are given is clue number 2. Paige really didn't want to see the alligator exhibit because she doesn't like reptiles or anything that has scales. So on the chart, we can cross off alligators as her favorite animal and plastic snake as her souvenir. The next piece of useful information would be clue number 4. All day after visiting the zoo, Jake kept making lion noises even in his sleep. This means that Jake's favorite animal are lions, and his souvenir would be a lion t-shirt. Since Jake's favorite animal is certain, and so is his souvenir, we can cross off all 4 of the other types. Clue number 5 says Abigail and Carlos both got a snack that involved chips. So on the chart, under Carlos and Abigail, we can cross off popcorn, pretzel, and crackers for both of the children. Clue number 6 says the kid who bought the t-shirt loved it so much that he slept in it despite pretzel crumbs getting into his bed. Since we already know that Jake has bought the lion t-shirt as a souvenir, he must be the child who has purchased a pretzel. We can cross off all 4 of the other types of snacks. Clue number 8 says none of the boys bought a stuffed animal. So for the 2 boys who are left, Anthony and Carlos, we can cross off stuffed rabbit and stuffed monkey. Number 8 says none of the boys bought a stuffed animal. So under Anthony and Carlos, we can cross off stuffed rabbit and stuffed monkey under their name. We've already crossed off stuffed rabbit and stuffed monkey underneath Jake's name. Clue number 3 says, the stuffed monkey got a little bit of nacho cheese on its face from its owner's kisses. Clue 7 says, the nacho lover's favorite animal is the monkey, which is why they wanted to go to that exhibit. Since we know that none of the boys bought a stuffed animal, we can conclude that Abigail's favorite animal is the monkey. She has bought nachos for a snack, and she has bought a stuffed monkey as a souvenir. After using the clues to discover more information, I have filled out X's where there are already checks in that row or column. One of the girls just loved the new bear exhibit. It was her favorite part of the day. Since we already know that Abigail, the other girl, her favorite animal is the monkey, then Paige's favorite animal must be the bear. Since no other boy has bought a stuffed animal, and we already know that Abigail bought the stuffed monkey, then Paige must have bought the stuffed rabbit. Because Abigail and Carlos both got a snack that involves chips, and we already know that Abigail bought nachos, then Carlos must have bought the chips. Number 1 says, one of the kids got so excited to see their favorite animal, the alligators, that they spilled popcorn all over the place. Since Paige did not want to see the alligator exhibit, and the person who did see the alligator exhibit ate popcorn, Paige did not eat popcorn. The only snack left would be crackers, so Paige ate crackers. The person who ate popcorn saw the alligator exhibit and also bought a keychain. The only space left for anyone to get popcorn would be for Anthony. So Anthony ate popcorn, saw the alligators, and bought a keychain as a souvenir. By process of elimination, Carlos saw the giraffes, and he also bought the plastic snake. Here are the final answers for this scenario.
Helpful hints.
Helpful hint number 1. Rewrite the examples over and over again to help memorize the laws. Helpful hint number 2. While filling out the chart, make sure to cross off any of the spots that aren't possible and check off the ones that are, to lead you closer to your answer.
Math jokes!
Under your given, P is equal to you understand or get math jokes. Q is you have friends. So if P, then negated Q. And the contrapositive of that is if Q, then negated P. Logic is a systematic method for getting the wrong conclusion with confidence.